it'll give you uh, a link, and then you can email that to me.
Yeah. Okay. I will figure it out.
Yep. So have you done any of so you've done none of this at all?
I've done none of it.
Okay.
So,
Because if I remember correctly, there was a little bit of setup that needed to get done.
oh, so like bringing it down and running bundle into.
Yeah. So if you go,
I already did that.
okay. So you did that. Did you do the preparation to deploy to Heroku?
Uh, hmm.
That's so. If you take a look at the READMEs, it's part 0B.
So I have
Part 0B.
I have Heroku already set up.
Okay. So then part 1, on the list of movie pages, make the columns heading for movie title and release date into clickable links.
Okay. So you want me to just go ahead and start, and then we can kind of swap back and forth?
That works for me.
All right. So there's a little timer option here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got a little countdown. All right. I don't know if it's how it's gonna let me know, but we'll go from there.
Okay.
7:38, 7:40. So we'll just do 15 minutes from there.
Yeah. Okay.
So make the column headings for movie title and release date into clickable links.
Mm-hmm.
And then it should cause a list to be reloaded but sorted in ascending order on that column. For example, clicking release date. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. Index Hamel. So it wants me to make the movie title and the release. So I will probably do something like this. Link to movie title. Path. Right, because it wants it to reload the page, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'll probably do the same thing here. All right, so that should technically work. I guess we can run it to see. How do we do that? Rails.
That's the Rails server -p $port -b $IP.
-b?
So the first one is, it's
yeah, -p port and then -b $IP.
Yeah. So bravo.
It kind of froze. Oh, no, it didn't. All right. All right. So there's a little underline, like it's a link on release date and movie title.
Mm-hmm.
And if I click it, it doesn't really do anything.
Well,
just coming back to the same page.
Right. So we haven't
set up any of the additional functionality to sort it or anything like that.
Yeah. So you did root path.
Yeah.
And so if we take, I can't remember when we click on, if we're like looking at show HTML, and when they want to go back to the index Hamel,
yeah,
okay, they use movies path, not root path. And the reason, if we do movies path, then it's going to go through the index controller, and we're going to want to put code in there to say, oh, they clicked on the title, so we want to put,
Okay,
we want to.
I gotcha. All right, so that shouldn't be too difficult.
Hi,
Hi.
hi, I'm Kevin. Just
Welcome.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
So we just started. I'm just going through like the first part of the assignment, but we can certainly do, you know, switch off between three people. That's not a problem.
That would be great if you guys don't mind me joining.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Neither do I.
All right, so it's movies path?
I think
Probably just
yeah, it is plural because
Yeah.
it's the one that has multiple.
Oh, can I get a link to your
Oh
to
yeah,
your Cloud9 as well?
thank
I
you.
forgot to
Just
ask.
send me a chat with your email address.
Okay. Um, there's a chat somewhere, right?
Yeah,
In Hangouts?
Yes.
so
Found it.
found it. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll keep going because I think you can see it on the screen. And then whenever you get the email, you could just join in, yeah?
Definitely. Thank you.
All right, so movies, yeah, movies path. So we can do movies path. And I think it wanted us to add some
You wanted to add a tag.
uh,
So if you look down below where it says important for grading purposes.
yeah, I need to have this ID.
Yeah, and that,
So I think you can just do something like this, right?
I'll save you some headache. If the ID tag is after the equal sign, then the ID actually gets passed as part of the URI, and it needs to be
It does?
yep. So it needs to be before the equal sign, because otherwise it's like part of the Ruby, and this needs to be part of the HTML.
HTML. Yeah, yeah. That equal sign should be before the HTML elements.
Right. So the it needs to be right.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I guess I can do it on the other one too then.
Mm-hmm. It took me. You'll see like a whole bunch of discussions about it works, but the grader doesn't work. Well, the grader doesn't work because the grader couldn't see the
IDs.
ID.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh my God. All right.
So, as I said, I'm saving you some work.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. So I guess we can just reload this. So now it should go to movies, and if I do view source, it should have
ID.
the ID in it. Yeah, sure enough.
That's great.
All right, thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate that. All right, what's next?
So we need to uh, you need to set. Does it say in the instructions?
Oh, so you might find it helpful to know that if you pass this helpful, maybe that's not it.
See.
Oh, here we go. You may find it helpful to know that if you pass this helper method a hash of additional parameters, those parameters will be parsed by Rails and available in the params hash.
And that will, and if you do that, then in the index controller, you can look and say, oh, it got sorted by title, or oh, it got sorted by this.
So maybe it would be something like
sort, colon.
Sort and then title?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it needs to be a string.
String, yeah. Title.
Mm-hmm.
And then over here it would be maybe sort release date. All right, let's see what that does. All right, so if I do this, okay, oh, all right, I understand. So now I guess we need to go into the controller and handle that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. All right, so we're in this index. How do we do this? Maybe we need.
I think they mentioned somewhere about looking at the
params
the helper thing
Params,
called So params.
So
you see it in show. They use it in show. So
it would be like in show.
So just up above, you see how they use it up there to look for the ID.
Yeah.
Equals params, and then it would be sort.
Sort, which is
okay.
Okay.
It's not liking that.
You haven't used it, so just use it somewhere.
All right. So now that we have this sort thing, maybe instead of all, it would be movie.order.
Mm-hmm.
What goes in here?
Um.
Let me look it up. Rails model order. Maybe it's not there.
Oh, it's there. It's there. I saw it.
Oh,
yes, right beside the O's. Offset or order. There you go.
All right. So, it's literally just order
by something, I guess, by a graph, by a column name, I guess.
Yeah. So we need to determine which column it is.
Yep. It's like a SQL kind of thing.
Yeah. So it could be either like title, or it could be release date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we determine which one it is?
Do we use the sort or?
Well, you could do an if, or isn't there a Ruby command to change a string to a symbol?
Oh yes.
I can't remember what it is.
Oh, it's toSim. But do we need to do a toSim?
I don't know. We can try it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So it would be something like you would want it to be like this. So sort.toSim.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, in this case, we would probably have to do a hash rocket. And what do we put in the other part?
No, I think that's all it is.
I think that's it. Yeah.
It just says the file, the.
Oh yeah, we can just do order by. Gotcha. Okay.
Order by title or order by release date.
So
you don't need the hash, the rocket.
So that'll sort it. Perfect. And then what's next? Oh, well, let's try it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens.
Well,
So,
Click on title
oh, I let
and
it
release date.
release date. So now if we do it by,
well, there
Yep.
you go.
okay, so that works.
Mm-hmm. Very
And then
cool.
I guess the last part of this
Mm-hmm.
is getting it to highlight in yellow.
And I give a little bit of the code.
Yeah, so I probably just need to copy this into the CSS file, and then I got to figure out how to add it to the assets style sheets.
Hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But now I got to figure out how to add it to.
Do we need to do that? Because that
Yes,
was
it's
already in the CSS, and the table already have the class movie, the ID movies.
Yeah, but we have to make it highlight in yellow, right?
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
that's the part we're adding.
The highlight
Um,
part.
so basically, what we need to do is in the uh, index.
So we need to be able to assign an ID of highlight to whatever column it is that we're
And we,
by. So how do we add an ID in the controller to?
I think,
Apparently, we need to set controller variables that are used to conditionally set the CSS class to the table heading correspond to highlight. So we need to pass some kind of variable to it.
if you made an instant variable for the movies class in index, so like at highlight,
Oh, okay, at highlight. All right.
and so that if we're sorting by table, um,
Oh, I see.
at
Oh,
highlight would be title, and
mm,
then the thing you say, if at highlight contains table.
Okay, so it would just be sort also.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it out.
But then we have to add it in the index. So
Yeah.
is it a class or is it a this is a class, so it would need to be, and then it would have to be at highlight depending
Highlight.
on whether it, so I mean we can certainly just to see if that will work, but it's not highlighting it.
So what's your
If we do release it, it's not highlighting it.
um?
Um, oh,
That's because. Why don't you?
so if we're,
One thing you could do is if you did an if statement and said, if it's sort, then I set a variable. Um,
yeah, but I thought we weren't supposed to put any code in our,
no, this is in the movie controller.
oh, in the controller here. Okay, so, all right, I'll tell you what, so it's been 15 minutes since I've been coding, so I'll let somebody else take it over.
Okay. Do you want me to do it? Because I have an idea.
Sure.
All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if Yeah, no, whoops. All right, I'm switching computer languages.
That's all right.
Um, uh, um, so I'm going to set this one variable if, and what did it need to be? It needed to be highlight.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Wait.
And then if you put, what is it? Oh, this should be else if. And do I need to add another end?
There should be an E at the end of release.
Thank you.
Welcome. I think in the instance variable.
Else if there's a minor spelling mistake there.
No.
Actually, if you do it as one word, that's the way you do it.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
And then if we go take a look at the index HTML.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm in the index HTML.
All right.
And then the class, this equals, whoops, what happened?
Command Z, yeah. You have the whole thing highlighted, that's why, yeah.
Yeah. What was this? What did I call it? Did I call it title header? Title? Sort. And so what happens is that if that is equal to highlight if we're sorting by it.
Yeah. But it's null, then it won't do anything.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Release date sort, I think.
What did I call? I can't remember what I called it.
It's just release date. All right, so I can save them.
Whoops.
Oh, just release date, yeah.
And then you want to go ahead and run it and see if it works?
Sure. Oh, right on. Oh, that's awesome. All right, good deal. So I think we finished part one, yeah?
Yep.
Guess we can git commit and then push to Heroku. You want me to do that?
Yeah, and the other advantage of so the testing to make sure it passes, if you've dotted every little sentence and dotted every little I and crossed every little T, is that when you submit the homework, they'll do the test results come back, and that's the testing like you did for homework 2. And then if you missed something small, like there's an ID that's not correct,
Okay.
you can go back and fix it and resubmit it.
Right. Okay. All right. So let me just do a git commit real quick, and then we'll be on our way. Oh, do I have to push it to? Oh, should be all right. All right. So
The advantage of pushing it to the Heroku is that if we're working on here and it doesn't work, we can actually take a look at the one we're working at and the one that we've put up to Heroku, and we can take a look at both versions.
all right.
Okay, so what's the next next thing we need to do?
Something went wrong. Probably know what it is.
Something.
All right. So the next part, filter movies by rating. So you probably have like another 10 minutes. So
Okay. So I'm going to grab this piece of code and put it on. So I'm going into the HAML.
index Hamel.
Into the index HAML.
Okay.
And I'm going to add the code that they had. Okay. And if you want to go ahead and run it, and we can see what just that plain code does. I can't remember how much it does.
Do you want it inside the? Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. We can move it if we don't like where it is.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That's because the code's not finished, if I remember correctly. Just
So
we try it. Okay.
for movies, include all ratings.
Oh, that's because we need to start by creating the all ratings. So if we go to, because this is something specific to the class movies, it goes in the
Should go in the index controller.
no, this is it's a instance, it's a class piece for the model. So if you open movies RB, so that means that any class can get this. So it would be,
I got you.
what do they call it? What was the name of it?
A class.
All ratings. Oops. So I'm going to grab all ratings. Oops, not two, just one at. And then so it's PG.
Oh, I see what we're doing. All right. R. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so now, so we have that defined. So now if you refresh the,
Oh, okay.
that should be defined.
Undefined method each for nil class. So.
Well, I probably had
So in order for it to be accessed inside of the view, it needs to be in the controller. So perhaps we need a method on the model that returns all the ratings. And then we can use that on the, we can access it in the controller.
Oh, that's because yes. And I was saying it needed to be an instance variable, and I didn't make it an instance variable. So movie.rb, this is not an at. So if I, and then in the controller,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
oops. So at all ratings.
It would just be movie dot all ratings. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so because, well, the homework asks to create a class method at movie and they call it at the controller, so something like that should work.
Right. Whoops.
All right, shall we try it?
Yep.
I need to save the movie real quick. All right, let's give it a shot. Undefined method.
Method all ratings.
So.
Oh.
Not a method.
So we've made progress.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think your time is up, and I think
Okay.
we'll give it over to Kevin. Are you sharing your screen?
Yes.
All right.
Can you see my screen over there?
I can see your screen.
Uh-huh. I'm just going to try to put it as a class method instead of a variable. Should I do it as a variable or should I do it as a class method? Because
I think you should do it as a class method that just returns the listing or the ratings, and then we can just access it in the controller.
Just look for. So we have
Yeah, because it's saying that all ratings should be, the at all ratings should be an enumerable collection, like an array.
I don't even think you need the return. You can just.
Yeah, just call it this way.
Yeah. But
but I need to put n here.
You need to do it. I think you need to put a self.all ratings for it to be a class method.
Except that it's not called as a class method. It's called so all ratings.
Well, because we
it's got an
called.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So
okay. I see what you're saying, and then in index. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, so in the class it should be a class method, so that when we call it in the controller,
Yep.
A instance variable. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Perfect sense. I just need to get. Let me just try and run it. Undefined method to sim.
No. It's running.
It's running. Something's weird. Can you share a link that you're running?
It's running in mine.
That's just weird. Am I running a Heroku version? No, this is CS169 This is C9.io.
Yeah, it's running in mine.
That's just weird.
You want to see? I'll show it to you real quick.
Sure. Do you have the link on which it was running on?
Oh yeah, I'll give you the.
Thanks.
All right, it's coming to you over in chat.
Okay.
So you can probably just take the sort title off, but it's definitely running.
Okay, let me put it on my screen as well so that all right. Um, so forgot. So the purpose of this one is to so we have it over here, include, and then all the four selections. So it's working all right.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing it on your screen.
Huh? Sorry, are you not seeing my screen? Or
I'm seeing your screen, but I'm not seeing the running app.
that's oh sorry, I shared the wrong. My apologies.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
You can see on the left hand side corner over here.
Oh, and it's got the ratings. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yay.
Yay. My apologies. Yeah.
No, it's all good. No.
I have two C9 browser open so at the same time. So
It's no big deal.
this is what I'm getting when I'm trying to open the app for some reason. I'm not sure why. But well, it's not working. Hooray.
Yeah. All right. So what's the next part? Your form tag should have the.
Okay. So we have a hash called ratings and so I guess what we're supposed to do next is we will take in the params and there's a ratings hash, and then using that we need to do a search on movie.where, and then we need to pass it to the view again, I guess, something like that. Okay. Um, so so I should work it in the controller, right? I should actually add a method. Should I?
It should be, so we're in the controller, we are in the, this is still part of the index, so we're in the
Yes.
index.
So when we click refresh, we should actually check if the ratings hash if it exists or not, or if it is empty or not. We can, based on that, we can do a decision on what to show, I guess.
So when you click refresh, does it automatically send the
form
the hash?
Let me look at the index. I think it tells us in, let's see.
It does.
Says.
It does send it.
Yeah. So it sends it in the form, and it shows the form that it sends it. And what we need to do is we need to
I'm at a loss here. Just it's
if we take so we don't care about the value part of the hash. All we care about is
if it's there.
And if we so there's they talk about the instead of using movie well, in this point we've changed to movie.order, but there's also one called movie.where,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes I'm looking it up. I think it takes an
An array of symbols, or
so it takes, I think you can say
Oh, here.
like where ratings equals and then send an array.
Goodbye.
Can we send it an array?
Good
Can we send it
question.
a hash? We can send it a hash.
We could definitely send in a hash like this that I have on here. Says ratings is PG or something like that. But if we have multiple values, then we'll have to somehow pass it all.
I think you can say ratings colon and then an array that contains all of the ratings.
Okay. We should try that.
Okay. But we need to check if params is empty first, I suppose. Or params if...
Does it tell us what to do? I know somewhere it tells us what to do if params, if... Oh, no, that's the next section. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of us. My mouth shut.
So, so there's params.ratings compared to nil, or
you could do if it dot blank question mark, which is positive. So it's not blank. The word blank, B-L-A-N-K.
I mean nil. Kind of.
So if you there's a method
called blank question mark,
which returns true if it is either nil or empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it is nil, then we actually don't modify this, or
so we can put a negate mark and say if not nil.
All right.
And you have to change the underline to the word blank, blank.
Well, if rating sub is not blank,
so make an array, a variable that's an array. And I think there's a method that you can call on a hash .keys that just returns an array of all the keys of the hash.
Oh, so we're saying the rate when we select the ratings, it sends back a hash.
It is colon ratings is a hash.
I gotcha. Okay.
It's a hash. They show you exactly in the README file. It shows exactly what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. All right. So I see why you're saying, hey, we should maybe do the whatever so select the .keys. I gotcha. All right. All right. All right. I'm following.
So selected, if select, so as long as the parameters ratings is not blank, then we can say the selected equals params ratings dot keys. So we make it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just it's an array of the keys,
Mm-hmm.
which in this like in the README would be G and R.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see what he's saying. All right.
So what you want me to do is you want me to extract it first and then pass it to movie.where
There you
or
go. There you go.
Yeah.
all right.
So make an array of because you're going to
Because we're going to pass an array to the where method.
you're going to need it later on too.
That's true.
No foreshadowing. No foreshadowing.
So I was looking at this where method over here. I mean, we could pass in something like, can we pass an array here?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
Yep.
so I would just pass an array here.
Yeah.
Then we need to think about how to actually show it, I guess.
Well, then when we do see where it says when we search by order, instead of searching on the whole movie class, let's search on the movie selected.
All right. I will actually put these on an else statement then.
But it's not an else because you
Not
could
an else.
do
That's true.
you could be doing both.
It still has a sort.
Mm-hmm. So because if you switch the movie.order and switch that to movie selected dot order, then it will take the selected movies and order them.
How about if I should do an else here and then movie selected is just movie.all. I'm not sure if
Was it movie.all before, or was it movie?
No, that would
That would work.
all would work because
Yeah.
for
That
now.
would work. That would work.
and then we can pass it as is
Make sure
right here.
Make sure you end it.
Yep.
All right. Oh, sorry.
All right, so let me see if I'm following here. So if params is not empty,
Then we
should
take out the keys.
take out the keys and filter the movies where the ratings are the selected. Okay. Otherwise,
And it's a single because I think in the table it's.
Oh, sorry, I didn't look into the table. I joined in quite late.
Oh,
Sorry
it's
about that.
just no. It's okay. It's. I always have trouble remembering whether things are plural or singular.
well, if it doesn't work, we can always try something else, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where are we at?
If everything's saved, we can go ahead and try running it.
All
There
right.
we go. I'll try running this. Okay, no
Refresh it.
errors. And then I'll choose PG and say R. Uh-oh.
Well, it gives us.
This for nil class. So, all right. So let's switch. Let me take it over.
Okay.
You've been coding for about 15 minutes.
Sure.
So we'll switch it to mine.
We'll switch it to yours.
All right. Can you guys see my screen in the broadcast?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's not finding sort.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's happening here is we should maybe do like a sort or equal, and then we should just make it title by
Oh, you know what's happening? Okay.
title by default, and then when it goes in here, it'll automatically sort by title.
The problem is you've got somebody working with you that's done part 3.
No foreshadowing.
So
We can.
this will work. This will work.
So for now, we can just
Put that in.
put that in and see if it works, and then if it doesn't work
Because
later.
the other way to do it is if you stored your sort, if you do a sort and you store it in sessions, and then you check sessions, but we can do that later.
So right now it looks like it's automatically sorting by movie.
Okay.
The title.
That's fine.
And if I refresh, it should sort by everything.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yep. I think you're right. Now, I think the one last thing to make sure is, for grading purposes, we have to put the IDs back in.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the IDs.
So the ID needs to be rating form. And
Each checkbox.
form submit for filtering rating should have an HTML element of rating submit. And each checkbox should have an element ID of ratings rating. Oh boy. All right, so let's go back to the form, to the
index.
So form tag movies path. Can we just add a class right there?
Is it a class or an ID?
So,
ID, I think.
so like this.
You might have to put it after the method.
After the method?
Yeah, I vaguely remember form tag requires some of that stuff in certain orders, and then the end is the optional stuff.
So the ID is ratings form.
Ratings form.
Look at this. Yes. All right. Then I'm sorry. The
and then your submit button should
submit
also
button
have
needs
the
to have
ID.
ratings submit. So submit tag refresh, comma ID ratings submit. That make sense? And then checkbox tag ratings rating, and then it also needs to have ID.
An ID. Well, I bet you can use something like that.
So it needs to be ratings.
I think it needs an underscore, doesn't it?
Is it rating or rating?
Rating, singular.
Ratings underscore.
And I think it needs a
An underscore? I'm sorry, I missed that.
underscore in between the S and the actual rating.
Oh, ratings. I got you. Okay, so that's an easy change.
Do we need the brackets?
No. I thought it needed brackets.
Oh, all right.
So it just needs to be like this. Okay.
And if you take a look at the source code when you run it, then you can see if it has those IDs.
All right, so let's refresh. Oh, it's not liking that.
Not liking that.
Syntax error, unexpected comma.
It needs to be before the do. It needs to be before the do.
Oh, yeah, the do's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out.
That's the advantage of paired programming.
Yeah, your backup.
You don't get stuck there forever.
Oh, and then we do do.
Do.
All right, let's try it now. All right, let's view the source code. So let's see here. Form ID ratings form. That's good. Checkbox ID ratings G, ratings PG, ratings PG-13, ratings R. And then the submit has an ID of rating submit.
Yep.
So that looks good.
Looks good.
And
Do you want to commit that?
I know we did a kind of hacky, like, hey, we're just gonna sort by movies by default. So I don't mind committing that, and then if we need to change it.
Well, that's part 3. Part 3 is worth the main amount of points for this homework for a reason.
Okay, so that's where the majority of the work is.
That's the harder part to get to get it so it looks like it works, and then you commit it to you send it off to grade to the homework, and they say no, it doesn't.
Okay. It does. It's complete.
Part 2.
All right, we're making progress, guys.
Oh, but this is surprising. You know, part 3 is 70 points. Part 1 and 2 are 30 points in total. That's...
This is the part that is part of the main philosophy behind the RESTful APIs. And so that's why this is, it's not, it's a little bit harder, but it's also more important in a way.
That's all right.
So I did a lot of reading as I was pounding my head against this, and the main point of the RESTful APIs that they're talking about. So I'm going to go.
Let me go to page.
So if you're on page 3, the main part is you know how we stubbed in that if we're refreshing, we're going to sort by this.
Yeah.
Part of it is if you refresh, obviously you want to sort by what the last thing sorted by.
Yeah, so that's why we'll be using the session hash.
Right, and then also if you change your sort, you want to keep the selection the same way it was.
You want to keep the rating selection. So we need 2 session variables.
There are, yes, and one would assume that there would be.
So we need like session selected ratings and session sort, for instance.
Something like that.
Or just session ratings.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's go to here. And so instead of doing selected equals params ratings dot keys, we could do session ratings equals params ratings keys. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
And then sort, instead of sort equals param sort, it would be session sort equals param sort. Then we can get rid of this. Oops.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
The very first time you run,
it's not going to have anything.
It's not going to have any, and you don't want it to be sorted at all. So maybe we need to
let's see.
Oh, you know why it called nil is because we did the 2sim. If so we have.
Yeah, because sort was nil. That's why it's
Right. So the 2sim is what complained. So we can either not use 2sim, or we can say.
By just a string.
I think it works.
Let's give it a try.
I'm not sure, but
right now it's not going to work because
it's still has problem with nil and we should pass section sort in.
If you sort ordered and it sorts by nil, then it just doesn't sort.
Really?
Yes.
I'm like 90% sure.
All right, so then we just need to do this then. It just needs to be session sort.
Yeah, I agree. If it's nil, it's still not going to work. So we still have to think about.
So we think that if it's nil, it's not
If
going to.
it's nil, it just doesn't, it
Complain.
gives back all the movies unsorted.
Okay.
All right, so let's just try that out. Undefined local. Okay, so we're not using.
The sort
Yeah,
variable.
so this needs to be session sort also.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be session sort. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Try it again. So there's no like rhyme or reason to it's unsorted right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I check these off and hit refresh, it's just
Undefined.
oh, that needs to be
Still the ratings
that needs to be session ratings, yeah. So this needs to be session ratings, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should be okay. I hope.
Let's give it a try.
We should be all right.
All right, so let's go back. We're still kind of unsorted, and I'm gonna hit refresh. There's still sort of no sort order to this. And now if I do release date, it goes back to it
Because
doesn't
okay,
keep the
because we haven't. Okay, so back in this the controller, what we need to do is say if. Okay, I'm trying to organize my thoughts because before we get too deep into this,
yeah.
part of being a RESTful API is if, so what you're looking at is if my parameters has the ratings, then that's obvious. But if my parameter rating isn't there, then I need to get the ratings from session. Okay.
Okay.
So we're either using the stored value or using a new value that's given by the user. I guess.
We're using either the value that so either the person hit refresh and we're using what's set in parameters, or we have to use what's from session.
Yes.
And if session is blank, we need to check all of the boxes.
Okay, so it should just be like this then. Selected equals params ratings. Otherwise, it needs to go here. Selected equals session ratings. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
but you still need to do a selection, and
this needs to come out.
No,
No,
whoops,
no,
can you put it back in? I think you still need it.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, no. You're right.
Comes after, right? And then we don't need this movies all anymore.
What we do need to do is if session is blank,
Right.
if there are no ratings at all, it's the first time, you need to set all of the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then it's going to be like this. Session, sorry, ratings or equal And then what was the one that we did?
But
The
if you want to
problem,
put it there, you need all
movie,
the ratings of the movies
so and
instead.
not only that,
or movie.ratings, right? That's what we called it, movie.ratings. Movie.all.
Movie.all ratings. Oh yeah,
and the
I
other
understand
thing,
what you're
so
looking
here's the
at.
question, first of all, okay, up in params, you're never taking the parameters and putting them into session. So up,
You also need to stuff it in,
So it
yeah.
needs to be like this. So then it needs to be session ratings equals selected. So now, if the params are, if they have a value, we get the value from the params, and then we store it in the session.
mhm.
Otherwise, we get the sessions. If they're blank, then we have the sessions be equal all ratings. Otherwise, it's just going to equal whatever the sessions are, and then we put selected in sessions. And then we need to do this so that it sorts by the right thing, or so that it filters by the right thing. All right, so that's the filter.
Something similar to the sort, I assume.
All right, so
Yeah,
then
and then the sort. So we do set the session. All ratings.
all ratings. I see what. Okay, this is.
Not necessarily.
No, we need that because
Oh,
we need
we need to
set,
pass it back into
yeah, we need it up at the top because that's what
pass
figures
it to
out.
the view.
Yeah, the view needs that, so that works.
We actually just do this.
And we don't have to call it again.
All ratings, yeah, because it's the same thing.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now I'm happy with this. That's the filter. And then session.
So this won't work because if param sort is negative, is nil, all of a sudden you turn session sort to nil and wiped out whatever was in session sort. So you have to check and see is param sort, is it true? Does it exist?
Okay, so.
Because if they set param sort, then we put into sessions. Otherwise, we just use whatever's in session sort, whatever that happens to be.
So if it's blank, then
I don't.
sort is equal to.
Sort is a. Okay, yeah, that would work. Never mind.
It'd be like session.
I think you've got the command right below. You don't need to. You just need to tab it up. So what's currently at line 27?
Yeah.
That's the line that you need. It just needs to be inside an if.
Okay, so then it needs to be if not blank, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not blank, then session sort is equal to param sort. But if it is blank,
we don't do anything.
Just let it be.
So like that. And then movies. Okay, movie selected. Where order is session. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what's happening here. All right, so shall we try it?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, and after I try it, then we have to switch.
Okay.
Let's turn. What happened here? Movies. Storing something.
So you had so we retained the selection.
Yeah.
But it doesn't know whether to check a box in or not because they weren't actually So if you take a look, do you want to switch and I'll fix it?
Yeah, it's time to switch anyway. So
Okay. So
whoops. All right, there we go.
all right. So you can take a look at me. I don't. Can you see me?
Are you sharing your screen?
I'm sharing my Cloud9 workspace.
Go on the Google Hangout and share your screen.
Okay.
All right, I got you.
All right.
I don't
Okay.
see you anymore.
Can you see me still?
I'm not seeing your screen.
Not seeing the screen.
Settings, Google Hangouts, Mozilla Firefox.
So
Let me try this.
so if you just go to the Hangout, oh, that's not
Now
working.
can you see me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go look in the Haml thing, the Haml file. I believe I'm gonna go up to the believe that it will take checkbox can take an argument.
Oh.
So we can say did we that selected array is what do I have available that's set that I can look at? Can I make this?
Are you looking for any
So I'm
parameters
going to
from the
make
checkbox?
this selection, this selected an instance variable.
Okay.
So I can look at it from
one more, yeah. There you go.
so that I can see it in the index. And I want to say at selected dot include
Rating.
And then, so if it does, then checkbox, was it checked?
Yeah, checked equals 1 or checked equals 0.
Checked value equals 1.
Okay.
Oh! I'll bet you I can do this. I'm going to give it a try. Because if that's, it's worth a try. Check value. So
Do you want the it's already running, right? It's running in my browser, so you can just look at the chat and pull the
oh, okay. Oops, it's saying an error. Okay.
what?
My
A dangerous website.
Oh,
Dangerous website.
my Norton does not like anything with cookies. Okay, so this is like not working. Is it not working in your screen? Okay, what does it say? Checkbox tagged ratings. So it doesn't like it doesn't like that format. Okay. I was trying to I don't think I have the syntax right.
Yeah. Hmm.
So checked equals checked. I'm gonna, because I've been through this before, I'm gonna take a quick
Are you cheating?
selecting. I am cheating because I don't want to do it twice. So I want to go into index, and password ratings. Whoops. One of the key things about doing software engineering, if you know somebody's got code that already works and you can understand it.
So, is it a checkbox tag? Is that what we're using?
Include, select. Oh, here we go.
So it
So
is.
all we have to do is after the one, oh, back to yours. So we don't even need to do checkbox value.
No, we can do something completely different. We can just do checked. Instead of checked value, we can just do checked.
And so checkbox tag ratings. What it puts in for the value. Rating. And I think what it needs to do is it may need to be before the ID.
Yeah. You're probably right.
Just throw in the link. If you're interested, you can check it out as well, but you can finish trying this approach first.
Yeah, but you need to put a check equals.
I
Right, because the API says checked, so you can do name, value, and then checked equals true or false, and then the options like ID, class, and everything else.
so
Checked equals, yeah.
oops.
That might work.
It's worth a try. Okay, what is it saying?
Is it not liking that either? So
Yeah.
that's fine. So it needs to be in quotation marks, so you need to put it in quotes and interpolate at selected.include rating. You know what I'm saying?
Like, do I need to put backspace? Whoops.
No. Like, can I just
Yep, grab it, jump in.
just for a second?
Mm-hmm.
You can do like this.
Oh, right.
But they put two there. I don't know why. So I'm thinking that should work.
Yep. I knew I was missing something. It's just, whoops, wrong window.
It
I
didn't
was
like that
refreshing.
either.
Well, I was refreshing the wrong window.
No method error in movie index.
Undefined.
So it's looking for a include at dot.
Undefined method include for nil class. So selected is nil.
Rating. Can we take a look at where's okay, sessions rating selected equal. I would like to put a bybug because I want to take a look and see exactly what selected is. Is selected an array? Is selected a hash? So params we know is a hash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And we stick it straight into selected. So selected is now a hash. It's not. Oh no, we didn't. It's an array.
Selected
it's an array of keys.
Yeah.
And so session is an array. All ratings is an array, right?
Yeah.
So I'd sort of like to. I feel like we're missing exactly what the format is of what that is. Now, which bash shell does that? Okay, here's the bybug.
Mm-hmm.
So now if we print, let's see, whoops. Show again. Okay. Where are we? So next. Right, now I'm going to print out.
Yeah.
At selected is nil.
Go one more. Go next. Now do at selected. I'll do p at selected. Yeah.
Okay. So.
So it's an array.
It's an array.
It's an array. It is an array. So now if I do at selected dot include
any of them.
What is it? What is that rating? What does it come across as like these? If it comes across as that,
it comes as a string. It comes as a string.
So in the array it's a string, but in the Haml, what does it look like?
Oh, are you saying does it come through as a symbol in Haml?
I don't know.
I don't either. But there's isn't there a
Do you want to take a look at the link that I just posted, if any of you are interested? I put it at the chat.
Okay.
I was just searching on Stack Overflow.
Yes.
And you can see that this code is very awfully similar.
Uh-huh.
And
there's a lot of you do a lot searching on a lot of stuff, and you end up with stuff from previous.
And look at the first answer. They use the checkbox tag method very elegantly. So basically, checkbox tag, you take an expression, you take a value. If you put a 1 there, and then you put a Boolean expression there, then you can
That's what mine did. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. We're missing the 1 comma. And so set us checked because this is a Boolean. The include is a Boolean value.
We don't even need the.
Yeah, we don't even need all this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff. There you go.
Wait, what?
And I'm going to get rid of that by bug for now because we found out the information that we wanted, and we don't want it to stop again. I'm just
It
going to
should be
toggle
something
it.
like that. Let's try it out.
All right, where's the? Oh,
Just refresh it.
yeah, I have to go. I have to grab it again.
It's fine. Oh, did you stop the execution in the server?
Oh, that's right. We have to get out of the by bug.
I can run it again.
We can just quit out of by bug.
Okay. And then we'll run it again in Rails. I got it. All right. Let the server start, and then we'll see.
Okay.
All right, it started. What's it say?
But the problem is movie controller now. It is not in the YAML.
Oh, it's just that because we turned selected into a variable.
Into instance variable.
Instance variable.
What line was that on? 24.
24. So we need to just put an add in front of it. We're good.
Movies selected where?
There you go.
SQL.
EP.
There it is. And then if I uncheck, refresh.
Okay.
Well, except it might be.
Dangerous website blocked.
I know, it's so dangerous.
Can you sort by release date?
I'm going to try it. And we retain the selection all checked in.
Okay, I like this.
That's great.
Okay, this is the easy part of this section. I'm sorry. We should probably switch now. And the other part, it's not so hard to code, but it's the concept. So if you take a look, my browser has this lovely little tools section. So actually, we can take a look up here, and you'll notice that it just has the fact that we sorted. And if I click on refresh,
where are we looking?
I'm looking up in the address bar of the Rotten Potatoes.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so if I hit refresh, it just says ratings. It doesn't mention in the URI that I've also sorted.
It shouldn't, because the form is only sending the information about the rating selection.
Right. So if you take a look on the rest of the hints and caveats.
So we're looking at the third paragraph there, right?
We're looking at the third paragraph. Okay. So this works, but if you were to submit it into grading, you would get errors. You're welcome to try. Okay. And if you ever take a look at the about this, you'll see everybody saying it worked, but it doesn't work. So they're talking about, so in this last paragraph, right above, when you're done with this part, they talk about the RESTful URI. And
API.
what they're meaning, what they're trying to say is...
You should always send both.
Both. And so what happens is, if you get a request, okay, and there's a value, so say you get your ratings are set, okay, but your sort isn't, okay, if there's a value for sort in sessions, then what you need to do is to do a redirect, sending it both the value for the ratings the person asked for and the value of session sort so that both of them are in the URI.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
The hard part was even figuring out what they were trying to ask. Okay, that was the hardest part.
Oh.
All right, let's do a switch.
Yep.
Kevin, you got this, man?
So I'm just thinking, should we actually check all the parameters before? And then if there's one that the user haven't gave us, we
So-
just redirect it, or is that the idea?
Right, and well, the other thing is, say it's coming from, say somebody went to take a more detailed look at a specific movie, and they're now coming back to the index page.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to use the values that are in sessions because they still want it to look the way they did when they left. So what I looked at doing was near the top in the index, I checked to see, I basically checked to see if my params ratings are blank and there's something in sessions, then I will have to redirect and I have to use the value from sessions. And then I checked my sort. Is there a sort value in the params, or if the param sort is blank and there's something in session, then I'm going to have to do a redirect with a value from session. And if I have to do either of those, or maybe both, then I do a redirect. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
How do you pass the value of the params in a controller? Like if you say redirect to movies path, you also put how do you pass the parameters?
If you take a look in the Ruby's Rails documentation to redirect, I believe that when you redirect, that and it may actually say in theirs that when you, so it's redirect to is the thing.
Oh, you can send options.
Right, so the options, you just send path, and then you say sort colon
And then the value.
Comma, ratings, comma, the value, and then it'll be in the parameters and therefore in your URI.
Oh boy.
I was just wondering, what is this about flash.keep that they're talking about? To use?
You know, I forgot to do that, and it didn't complain.
Where are you seeing this?
It's on the second last line.
So say if you do, you've deleted a movie, and when you delete a movie, if you remember, it sends a flash saying you correctly deleted a movie.
So these
but
messages,
because you're redirecting it, you lose it. So I think right before you redirect, if you do flash.keep, and all you need to do is grab and cut and paste that flash.keep,
and then redirect,
and then do the redirect, the flash would still be there.
I got
it. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
All right, Kevin.
Okay.
Let's solve this.
So basically, I think we need to modify a lot of the code here, or.
Okay, depends on whether you want beautiful code or code that works. Because, so what I did is I first made it work, and then I made it fit, because some of the stuff that we do for this checking duplicates what's down here. But it's not going to necessarily, if we think about it, it might not break it. I don't think it should break it.
Well, anyways, we should just check it first, and if any of the parameters are empty, we should just redirect it. So at the end...
And then we do this stuff afterwards.
Yes. So I'll say if params is blank. Should I insert? So I should just.
So if parameters are blank and sessions rating is not blank, you might want to do we need to redirect totally separately from this code?
Maybe I should just let a variable somewhere. So we have selected if session rate, if select if not params rating is blank. So if params rating is not blank, then we just select this. Else sections ratings is, we should redirect here then, suppose.
Not necessarily, because if session ratings is blank, then you don't need to redirect.
Okay. So
well, actually, I take that back. You
should still
and you
redirect.
you don't want to redirect, because you want to redirect after you figure out what the values for both the ratings and the sort are.
Sort.
Oh, so it's after all this code.
So it's before you actually. Oh, here's one of the things. If we grab on line 26, we take line 26, and we move all the commands for accessing the movie database together, and that has to happen after we check to see if it's redirect. So we only access the database if we're not redirecting.
Oh, okay.
Still, there's got to be a way that we can just check through this.
Besides just, setting a flag if you need to redirect, which is...
Well, we can just set a flag then.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that.
All this is lowercase.
And it depends on your language.
I know.
I'm mixing up language.
Python, capital. Capital. Java, not capital.
I can't remember what it is in Lua. It may not matter, because that was that last language I was doing.
Oh my god. What's Lua, like scripted C?
No, it isn't. It's Lua. What can I say? The main thing is it's open source, and has a very, very small footprint, because I was doing it for an embedded, a piece of embedded hardware. I mean, really small embedded hardware. Like, the stuff my husband works on is teeny compared to your phone.
I got you. All right.
So,
okay. Oh, sorry. So what if params ratings is not blank? Actually,
we don't need to do anything.
These,
that's fine.
Because at the end, when down here, all the sections parameters. Sorry, I was just thinking that first of all, this params should be just param ratings, because eventually we're going to redirect. This is after redirection. And params ratings and params sort and
except that you have to
value.
do dot keys at the end.
Oh, my apologies. Yes. Well, so if params rating is blank, it's not blank. Well,
You still need the at selected, right?
Yeah, you need that. You need what you had, I think.
Because we're using it in the view.
Yeah, so we have to set selected because we're using it in the view.
Then we should pass selected out then eventually. Sorry, I'm a bit lost over here. So should we still keep
That
the
looks
session?
fine because this is the case. So that line 21 through 24 is the case of we're not going to redirect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's the else.
It's the else statement that we need to.
It's the else, and it's going to have to be an else. So for the ratings, if session is blank, so if it's else, we always want to redirect because either session is blank and we have to set it to all ratings, or we just need to pass it.
So should we set params ratings?
So we should set the redirect to
redirecting?
true. What we should do is set the redirect to true.
Okay, we can set this flag first, and then we need to set additional variables down there.
So it might be an issue because it's highlighting redirect as blue, which means it's a command.
Oh, we need just to give it a different name. There you
go. So if redirect flag is true, then we check session ratings.
I think the code will still work. So we set it to all. So if session ratings.
Session ratings. Oh, yeah. Well.
I think that'll still work just the way it is. And then when we do the redirect, we'll pass it session ratings. Oh,
okay.
That's selected, yeah.
The problem is session rating at this point is an array. So selected needs to be an array. But if we're going to pass session rating to the redirect, it needs to be a hash.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to look for the I'm trying to figure out where I found the I'm going to search for the there's a very nice format for going from a hash to an array. And it uses the array.map. And with the command hash as the receiver.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to figure out where I found that. Oh, so I'm looking for. Why don't you do the code for the sort?
Can I found something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna copy and paste something that I found, and maybe we can adjust it to what we need.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna paste it down here. This is what I found. So it could be like array.collectItem, which is the item in the array, and then you could set the value like this.
Except I think you want to use map, not collect. Yes. So if you used map instead of collect, and then
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bunch of texts.
So I'm gonna. And so this will put out a hash that we can then send to the redirect. And then array would be
selected.
So if you put that up like after line 27.
All right.
Why do we think collect isn't going to work?
I know map works, let's put it that way. And the other thing is, we need to make that select hash. So here's my thought. If we change session rating so that it is also a hash, and instead of doing select hash,
we could just pass session ratings.
We could pass session ratings. The reason is, if our parameters are set, the ratings are set in the parameters, but sort is not, and we have to redirect because we're grabbing sort out of session. We need to pass it the new parameters too, and they're being set. So if we can I jump in here for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so this is my thought. If we did and then that can be the same. So what we're doing is we have to make sure that everywhere we're using session, we now know that it's a hash. And that
whenever we call, we just call it as keys.
So this becomes at selected. Oops. No, that's not going to work. If, and then we change this, so this would be, somebody could maybe make this prettier. If so if that's blank, then the formatting, that's got a dash in it or something, doesn't it? Underscore. What did I do? Oh. So, and I need an end. and then this is dot. Does that look like am I making sense so that I'm sure there's a way
Makes
to make
sense.
it more prettier, and then so selected is always an array. So now selected, it always an array of what we're going to want to pass to the redirect, no matter what.
We need to pass a hash to the redirect, right?
Right, which we've corrected. That's what line 31 does. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
So now we just need to check and see if we need to redirect because of the param sort is blank, but session sort is not.
So
And that's much simpler.
well, if param sort is not blank, session sort is, just take param sort. Else we just redirect it, and session sort is nil, and we can. I guess we can just directly redirect here then. Am I missing any logic?
If the redirect flag is true, then we do the redirect.
So yeah, it's either one of these two cases. It's either the ratings is blank or sort is blank. And should I redirect back to index or?
Movies path.
Yeah. You gotta send in with the options, yeah.
I think. Do you have to put a parenthesis around it?
No. Just redirect to movies path. Oh yeah, for the options, you probably need to put a parenthesis around. No. There you go.
And programs or selected or?
What are we gonna pass as sort?
So sort is session sort, because session sort is either the parameters that were passed or what session sort was originally.
I think you're ahead of yourself there. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, yes.
So selected hash.
Yeah.
So that should be selected hash for ratings and sort.
I almost made this. Really...
Yeah, you can. Here, let me. Can I do something?
Oh, sorry.
All right. So yeah, there you go. That's what I was gonna do.
Sorry about that.
But you need one. So you need selected hash, and then you need session sort.
Okay, how does that look right now?
So not only do you need to redirect, but you need to return, or you need to do something else. Otherwise, it'll just go and get the movie stuff anyway. I know this one because I pounded my head against the wall on that one for quite a while. So you need to either have an else statement, or you need to return right after you redirect.
Return to where?
Just and return. So in other words, we're ending the method.
Where?
We're ending the control flow of the method. So otherwise, right now what's going to happen
once you redirect, it's going to stop the control flow.
It does not. That's what you think it should do. That's what you think it should do.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Oh, I need to see this. Can we
run? Can we actually try this?
You can run it. Go ahead.
Let's actually see how it goes.
Okay, and the only way you're going to tell is either the
Oh, I
I'm
might,
not sure we've got some errors.
I might agree with you that you need a return, but let's try it.
So what's the error say?
Oh, I don't even.
Movie.where rating. Keys is no class.
I can't read the line number 45.
Yes, here. So here.
Line 29.
After redirection, movies selected.
So here. For some reason, it's no.
Yes, because because it didn't redirect.
Yeah, I'm getting a different error. Yeah. What are you guys getting?
So down in line 45, currently param rating is blank, so you can't do dot keys on a nil object. So if
how is params ratings?
okay, so what happened is up at line 21, it said if params rating is not blank. Well, it is blank, so it goes down to the else. All right. Never is params rating set to anything. And the redirect hasn't happened.
So instead of doing, all right, so this is easy, right? So instead of doing params rating dot keys, we should do it to at selected dot keys. We set at selected, so it should, instead of doing at params ratings where it might be blank, we set at selected, and we should.
Yes, you could put at selected right there. Yep, that would work.
I don't think we need that, but so on line 48, instead of params ratings, put at selected dot keys.
At selected?
Mm-hmm.
Because we set at selected.
And we don't need the dot keys because it's an array.
Oh yeah.
It's already an array, so we don't need the dot keys.
Okay, let's see. Redirected me too many times.
Whoa, I'm seeing something completely different.
Well, let's see. What does your screen say?
All right, can you show me again what yours is saying?
Mine said that this page doesn't work because it redirected me too many times.
Oh, so it keeps redirecting. So you're right. We need to put in a return there.
So here.
Well, that's how you find out.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So not the else. So it's in the. So you either do an else and you do the actual looking in the database and the else, or you say if redirect. So if the redirect flag, you redirect and then return.
Like this.
And then you get rid of the else, yeah. No, it's all right, man. It's all right.
That's how you find out.
Yeah.
And it did not make sense to me that it works that way, but.
Can we run it?
It just says. Isn't working. So. Oh, just not running for some reason.
Do we want to get back into BIPUC and figure out where our logic is broken, or do we want to look through and see if we can figure it out first?
We can do whatever.
So the error I'm getting is that C9 is redirecting me too many times for some reason.
Are you running it in the server also? Because I'm also running it in the server.
Yeah. What
We're in the same
what
server.
are you getting?
We're in the same server. So what I'm seeing is that we didn't save the movies controller. So maybe now we can try and run it.
Okay.
And it's thinking a lot.
No
It's just,
method.
it's
What
just
does it
thinking.
say?
It's not.
Line 20 something.
Where are you seeing this?
Uh,
Oh, in the server window.
I was actually looking on your window. I thought it said that.
Line 29 in movie
Line 20.
controller.
So selected equals session ratings dot keys. So it's saying that session ratings is an array.
An array.
That's because when we first did it, it was an array.
All ratings is an array.
Because remember, we changed it from an array, so it used to be an array, and now it's not, and so it's confused.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So let's see here. If session ratings is blank, selected equals all ratings.
so basically what we need to do is at least temporarily put in code that will change session ratings from an array to a hash.
But we did on line 32.
Yes, I know, but what's stored in the previous time that you did it, because you've refreshed it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so rather than refreshing it, what happens if we kill the rotten potatoes
Rerun it.
and just try rerunning it and see what happens?
Oh, so kill the server?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that.
And if that doesn't refresh things, if it's kept something along, then we could temporarily put in keys that says if session ratings is an array, then change it to a hash.
Yeah, it's getting stuck on the same line.
Um,
So when are we?
I think what I have this problem too. This is another one where and even if I killed the server, one of the things I found is when I brought the thing back up, it would still have my old session data.
Do you think cleaning the cookies?
We need to close the windows. We need to close so we need to stop the server, close the window on all the computers,
I've closed it.
and then that should reset the cookie, right?
I don't know.
Kevin, did you close it on yours?
Yes, I'm going to clean my browser cookie as well.
Okay, I'm gonna try and run it. You went offline, Kevin.
Yeah, I closed the window.
All right, let's see. Yeah, no, it's still getting confused there.
Still getting confused?
What happens if we just put in some codes that said if sessions is
Array.
so if sessions is an array, then change it to a hash.
All right, do we need a switch?
Yeah, we can switch to you.
Yeah,
As
switch
I
back
said,
to you.
this is the hardest. There's a reason why this section is 70 points.
That's cool. So we'll switch back to me, and then in 20 minutes we got to stop because I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
So let me put it on my screen, and I'll swap. All right, can everybody see my editor?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so while you guys were coding, I really wasn't following, so I'm a little confused. So let me just read the code real quick and kind of figure out what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we're setting a flag to redirect. We're going in and saying if params ratings is blank. So the first time when you go to the home page, params rating is going to be blank.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to drop down immediately to this else, and it's going to set the redirect flag to true. And if sessions ratings is blank, which it will be the first time, it's going to set it to all ratings. Then it's going to kick out. Then it's going to kick out of that statement, and it's going to set selected hash equals selected dot map item, and set the item value to 1. And then it comes out of that. And we have redirect flag is true. So then it says if sort is not blank, then set the sort session to else redirect flag is true, which it is anyway. So then what is our state at this point? We have selected hash, and we have a blank params.sort.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a session sort set.
Except that it's not even getting that far because it's the error that it's having is at line 29.
But it shouldn't be getting to line 29.
Okay, so then it must. You're right.
Right, the first when you first start the server, it shouldn't
Unless we still haven't cleaned out the cookies.
the session is still set, and then it tries to.
So if session is set,
an array.
So if session is still set and it's got an array instead of a hash, then params is blank, so we come to the else. Redirect flag becomes true. Session ratings blank, no. So it goes to the else,
We can't
and it tries.
Because when it comes back the next time, session ratings is going to be.
But what happens is and I think that once we get this all fixed, you can probably take it out. Else, if session is an array, we do that, and if session is a hash, so.
Ratings. Is it like this?
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And at selected.
You've got the line right there, at selected equals session.ratings.
Oh, yeah. This is ugly code, let me tell you.
Well, and then what you do is you go back and you refactor, right? But not tonight.
Nope.
Something working first.
Session ratings. Like so?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And one more and, I think.
And yeah. Right. Fingers crossed. So there was, yeah. So you're right. The
cookies were not.
cookies
Clean.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So let's take a look at the.
If we do this, then we should get all the move.
And I cannot see your because it says you're screen sharing. I can't see what's in your browser window. Your browser address
No?
doesn't have both the parameters and the.
It has both.
That's what you want. So now if you click on sort movie title, do you have both the ratings?
Yes.
And so now if you
Now we
do.
have a different problem, though.
Pardon?
We have a different problem.
Which is?
If I don't put any ratings,
And click refresh.
theoretically, it should check all the ratings when we come back, right?
Correct.
But it's not. It's just putting the two
Okay.
that were previously.
Oh, actually, according to the hints and caveats, if a user unchecks or checkbox, use the settings stored in the session hash, according to the homework assignment.
Oh,
So
right.
so I think that's good. That's
So it's actually doing what it's supposed to, and
Yeah.
right. So originally, before we were saving things, they want us to check it all in. But
yeah.
so it looks
so
like
now, if you go take a look at another, like do more info, click on one of those links, and then come back to the index. It should be exactly. Now go back to the movie list.
yeah.
All right. That
All
should
right.
be it. It should work.
So we don't even need to go to 10 o'clock. It's done.
Yay.
We're saying,
Yay.
and then it's just a matter of refactoring this mess.
Yeah, it's I actually, because I was very busy, I didn't even refactor it. It's like
I may just turn it in and see what happens.
Well,
yeah,
the auto checker doesn't really care about code style, so
Yeah,
right.
strictly speaking.
but I have pride.
I understand. I understand. The programmer's part, right?
Yeah. All right. So let me stop screen sharing so it doesn't do this crazy thing. In the chat, I already put the link for the YouTube channel, if you guys can see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Kevin, for you, you can go to the Rotten Potatoes Rails intro, right-click and download, and that should get you everything.
Thanks. I'm actually trying to redo it again, and just trying to go through that mess and see.
Yeah, but if you, I mean, I'll probably look at it again. But if you want to have what we have now,
Definitely.
faster, you can just right-click on Rotten Potatoes Rails intro and
Okay.
download it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I want to thank the both of you for helping me out. It was definitely interesting, and this last little problem was very, very interesting. And my brain is a little fried, but I do want to thank you guys for helping me out. I do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it very much.
I've enjoyed coding with you guys as well. Thank you.
Likewise. You guys have a good night, or wherever you guys are, a good afternoon or a good morning.
Night it is.
Night it is.
All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.